Hello, my name is Orrin Svika, and I am a tutor here at Lakeland. And today I'm going to help you out with the calculator. So today I'll be using the TI-84 Plus, and this is usually the one your instructor requires. Now, some courses here at Lakeland will require you to know how to graph equations. Usually they'll go over it with you in the course, but just in case. So to start graphing, you press this Y equals key. Without pressing the second or alpha key, you press this Y equals key first. All right, now we have Y1 equals, Y2 equals, and so on. Say I wanted to input some equation. So remember, we do alpha, x, and then we'll do x plus 1. So now we have input and equation. Now that that has been input, we can press the graph key all the way over to the right here. Press graph and it produces a graph. Say this graph continues on infinitely, right? But it's not in the window. And so you wanted to adjust the window size. You can also do that by pressing window, and you have these values here. The x minimum and the x maximum. That means the x-axis here, this axis is the x-axis, and this axis is the y-axis. So the x minimum would mean from left to right. So in this case, it's set -10 to 10, and then we could change that. Say I wanted that to be -100, and it would shrink everything to fit. We can also change the y min and y max. Right now it's the same thing. It's -10 here to 10. You can also change the scale, which will be these little ticks here. Each tick mark is now set to be 1 for both the y and the x values, but you can change it to go by 5s or 10 or whatever you want it to be. Okay, that's just one way. That's just a simple way of changing the window size to fit what you need to see. Now going back over to the graph, there's also another important feature that the calculator has, which is the calc key. So in order for us to access that, we have to press second and then this calc button, and it produces a table of values here. It says value, 0, minimum, intersect. These are all going to be features that will be useful to you, but let's just show the value here. So x equals, so if I want to know what the y value is when x equals 8, it'll tell me, it'll highlight it on the graph first of all, and it'll tell me that y is equal to 9. When x is equal to 8, y is equal to 9, which should make sense since the original equation is y equals x plus 1. So x is 8, so y is 9. But a more complex equations, this can be extremely useful because you can get it right away. Going back to that calc key, the 0 is also known as the x-intercept, is extremely useful. So we press that. Now in order to use this, you have to select a left bound and a right bound. So it appears like it crosses here. So we want to be on the left side of where it crosses for the left bound. Just moving this cursor all the way over to the left side. So now that looks like it's to the left of where it crosses. So I'm going to press enter. Now it's telling me to add a right bound. So I need to go to the right side of where it crosses. Press enter. So now I have my left bound and my right bound. And I know that the x-intercept is between that bound. So it's saying, do you want me to find it? And it found that the 0, which is just when y equals 0, is -1, right? Which is really helpful. There's another feature here. I think this is the last thing we need to talk about, but it's just that it also has the ability to create a table, and you click second and then table, and once again you can see all the values directly. So when x is 0, y is 1, when x is 1, y is 2, moving on, it just shows all of them there. You can also change how these values are found. We can click second and go to table set, and right now it's going in intervals of 1, but we can change that to be higher or lower. So that is pretty much what I have today. I think the best way to learn how to use the calculator is to just kind of play around with it yourself. If your calculator is doing something you weren't expecting, then you should figure out why it did that. It's doing it for a reason. Whenever something goes wrong, it's usually as a result of the user. The calculator is usually just doing what it's told to do. So you want to try to figure out what is happening. That way you can develop a better understanding of how it works. So that is pretty much what I have today. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it has helped you.